you so much for joining us. Now, as we get into the conversation, the civil society organization, Election Monitoring Group, Transition Monitoring Group as well, has maintained that for Independent National Electoral Commission INEC to conduct a free and credible election in 2023, it must summon the courage to dismantle its current technical department to consolidate on its ongoing reforms. The group also warned that if the advice was not heeded, INEC would continue to harbor moles that just as it would continue to experience technical hitches that might cause the Commission serious embarrassment and put its credibility into question. As we get into the conversation this morning, you can be a part of it. Feel free to join us by simply calling 090-7353-0044 and 090-876688. You can also join us via WhatsApp and SMS. You can send us messages on 090-9705-4450. Also join us on Facebook and social media on YouTube. Watch us live. We're streaming live there. You can be a part of it at Eagles FM Abuja. Dr. Omagege, thank you so much again for joining us.
And thank you for having me.
Now, let's get to it. Before we get into the big talk, I see you run an advocacy as well.
Yeah.
Yes, for women. Tell us about that. Why did you get into that?
Okay, I got into the advocacy for women to keep them informed, to keep them abreast of their environment and what they should do as good citizens. Because I discovered that most women's societies only go for the well-being of the women. And I just thought that well-being of a woman also includes her being well-informed about her environment, about ongoings around her. And it became my passion to make sure that I advocate for them, I train them, and educate them on all aspects of life as it affects them as a woman.
Interesting. Now, you worked with the INEC as a director, retired as a director.
Yeah.
This education, does it involve, women getting involved in politics and on the stills?
Okay, I could say yes, but we focus more on advocating and training them for what they should know about politics. You see, you have to have a know-how before you join a group. If you don't have the know-how, like many women today are in politics, they don't know why they are there. They don't even know what politics is all about. But for us at WEDI, we want the women to know. They have a right to know so that they can belong. It's a choice. It's not that you just see people playing politics, then you want to join them. You have to know what politics is all about. And then you have to be able to identify the group that carry your ideas, your ideals, your targets, that people that have the same passion with you. So it is more of advocating for them in that line and training them in that line.
Interesting. Now let's get to talk about the 2023 election. Do you think it's possible to have a credible and transparent 2023 election?
When I saw the title of the talk I was coming for today, I did say in my mind that maybe you expect me to say no. But I'm a very positive woman. I believe in Nigeria. I worked with the Independent National Electoral Commission before. And I want to say, yes, it is possible to have a credible election because everything is possible by the grace of God. And the INEC that I know, they work so hard. And of course, they want to redeem whatever image the public has about them. So why not, and if not?
Now, there are many concerns about the 2023 election, the electoral reforms, the INEC, reforms and involving, technology and improving its technology. Do you have confidence that the INEC of today would deliver on, an election that is used that that's backed backed up by technology, and it's going to be smooth and transparent? Recalling what happened in 2019, where the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of the country, had taken the INEC to court, saying there were servers, and the INEC denied that. But everybody who uses technology, knows that. For any platform to work, there must be a server that services that system or technology?
Okay, this is what I'll say to you. I need you to know that reforms are very, very critical in any organization. The only thing permanent about life is change. So INEC, for them, they do these reforms all the time to try to get to perfection because of what the public thinks about them, which may not necessarily be true. Because that is why you need to educate people on matters before they carry a bandwagon thinking on their heads. I heard that INEC is so and INEC is so no. But if you are properly informed, you will not carry that thinking on your head that this thing is as it's been said. Now let me tell you, why do they resort to technology? Today's life is technological. Today's life is technology. So, and they cannot be left behind. You understand? And you will agree with me that the technology they have involved into it to an extent. The new Electoral Act is a wonderful one. It's a good one. And if they can implement it, things will go well. And we have gone from the days of manual to now digital. And with each election, they are improving and getting better. You see, I don't want to go into the controversy of Atiku saying there's a server and then INEC denied. I don't want to believe that INEC will deny that they had a server. But maybe the server was not put into use at that time. I mean, INEC is an organization that should have some integrity. And they cannot just come out to say they didn't have a server when they had a server. Now,
what INEC was saying was the particular server that Atiku was referring to didn't exist at the time.
Well, you are saying so now, and you must have read it in the pages of newspapers, or you must have read it by way of conversation by some persons. But did you try to investigate with INEC?
Yeah, I know. I was present at an occasion where the INEC spokesperson was saying.
Who is the INEC spokesperson that says
the voter education and
you heard him say that the server did not exist.
That the server, the particular server which Atiku was referring to, never existed at that time. INEC did not have that server.
Okay, fine. Then if he says so, then it is so. Because he didn't say they didn't have servers, isn't it? He said they did that particular server that Atiku was referring to didn't exist. So, I mean, is their word against yours? And if you didn't believe them, the next thing to do was to investigate. Come and tell them that they have a particular server that they didn't have. So, if they said they didn't have that particular server, they didn't have it. But did they deny that they had any server? No. They must have had servers. And in any case, did Atiku Abubakar tell us how he got to know of that particular server? Was it INEC that told him about the server? You see, elections are very, very critical. Elections are very, very controversial. Elections are very, in fact, election is the nucleus because election gives us people who will govern us. And we are all yearning for good governance. And because we're all yearning for good governance, you hear side talk, people try to imagine, people try to say what they want to say, people try to articulate what they think in their mind on paper and then sell it to others. And it is high time in this country that we look for the truth. If anything is said about INEC, they should investigate. INEC is open. I don't think they will ever hide their activities or whatever they do. For now, that's what I would say. So the reforms are very, very critical and they are necessary. They will help to improve elections.
Okay, looking at the way that things are playing out now, just recently, Pastor Adeboye had said, well, he doesn't see an election happening yet. The APC chairman has responded to that, saying, well, from what he sees, the 2023 election, there's nothing that says the 2023 elections will not hold. Let's look at the fact that over time, in 2015, there was a postponement of the election. In 2019, there was also a postponement of the election. In 2023, would we have a postponement? And what impact do you think that these postponements have had on our elections?
Okay, that's a very good question. You have referred to 2 elections that were postponed. Did you care to find out why they were postponed?
Well, several reasons were given. Like, logistics. Okay. The first, in 2015, it was insecurity in the Northeast. In 2019, we heard of logistics issues and all.
So if it is true that there were security issues and that there were logistic issues, Was it not better that it was postponed so that it could hold and hold well?
But many people said it created room for manipulation.
No, what kind of manipulation? Like I just told you just now that during election, people say a lot of things, which is a figment of their imagination.
But shouldn't we eradicate anything that would make people think or say?
No, but
just to be on the safe side.
In 2023.
I'm just saying.
Yes, you are just thinking that because it has been postponed twice, it may be postponed again. I think we should cross the bridge when we get there. And those postponements were for good reasons, and the result was good. Many people applauded it, just as many said that it gave room for manipulation. Many applauded it, saying that yes, it was better they postponed so that they could do the right thing than to rush into it. I mean, look, INEC is an election management body, and they are accountable to society. So if they prepare so much for an election, and along the line they run into issues, they owe the public a duty to tell them we have this problem. Because if they don't do that, then they have failed. And that's exactly what they did in these two instances that you are saying that they postponed the election. They told the public what was happening. They didn't hide it. And at the end of the day, the process went well.
Interesting. The conversation continues here on your radio experience. You can count on, you can be a part of it, and let us in on your thoughts. Be a part of the conversation. Call 090-7353-0044 and 090-87668888. My guest this morning is Pastor Regina Omoagege, PhD, retired director with INEC and executive director, Women Education Advocacy and Development Initiative. Joining us in the conversation. You too can be a part of it. Let us know what you think.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja. The best things in life, they say, are free as long as we cherish them. 11 Facts presents 11 most amazing, funny, and weird facts that will make you squinch. 11 Facts at 11 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, exclusive to
Eagles 102.3
Abuja.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just 15,000 naira? Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. This promo runs from May 1st to July 30th. Hurry now.
Eagles Morning Rise. Eagles Morning Rise with
Prince. And the conversation continues here on your radio experience. You can count on. This morning we're talking about the 2023 elections. My guest today is Pastor Regina Omoagege, PhD, a retired director with INEC, and she is executive director, Women Education Advocacy and Development Initiative. We're talking about the 2023 elections, and while Dr. Omoagege is very positive about it, some Nigerians may be skeptical. Some Nigerians, like Pastor Deboye, who has said, well, he's not sure. He hasn't seen it yet if there would be elections come 2023. You two can join the conversation. Let us know what you think. Call 090-7353-0044 and 090-87668888. Now, Dr. Omoagege, you didn't respond to the question about whether there would be elections or not, because some Nigerians are saying with the level of insecurity we're seeing at the moment and the way things are playing out, there's skepticisms around the 2023 elections. The people are not sure if it would hold or not.
Okay, some of them are saying they are not sure, and I am saying I am sure. 2023 is our next general election, and I don't see why it should not hold if God says it will hold. People who are skeptical, they are pessimists. I'm an optimist. I worked with INEC before, and I know they work according to the calendar. So I don't see why anybody should think that the elections will not hold because of the level of insecurity. We had insecurity in the last election, and it held. Measures were put in place, and I don't see why better measures will not be put in place this time around. And then as for my Papa Adeboye, saying that he hasn't seen the election, I mean, I don't see why that should be a concern, because he said he has not yet. He's a spiritual man. He might come up with another vision. And I'm sure because he said he has not yet, I'm sure he's praying about it. So let's cross the bridge when we get there. It's not a statement to hold on that he said there will be no election. He said he has not yet. So he might still see. And I don't see any reason why the elections will not hold in 2023. But if God says it won't hold, fine. But for now, I believe it will hold. The timetable is out, activities are taking place, and I think it will hold.
The INEC has, budgeted about 239 billion naira to spend on procuring materials as well as vehicles that would be used for the 2023 elections. The entire budget is going up to about 305 billion naira. Some people have said that's just outrageous. It's just a ridiculous sum to spend on elections. Do you think so too?
You know that people see things from different perspectives. Some see it as expensive, bogus, but INEC doesn't see it so, because it is their budget. They know what they are budgeted for, and I won't want to fault them because they are in the matter. And I do know that election is a very expensive exercise. And remember too that we are still growing in our democracy. We need to put many things in place. So everybody is entitled to their own thinking. Some say it is bogus, others say it's just right. Some might even say it's not enough. So if that is the budget INEC has given and government says it's fine, who am I to say no?
INEC, for a really long time, there are issues about some of the INEC commissioners, some being partisan. What can you tell us about that? Because we've seen situations where people, card-carrying members of political parties have been nominated to, to be commissioners for INEC. What can you tell us about, partisanship in the INEC?
Okay, I would have wanted to take the fifth on this matter, but let me just say what I want to say, that every human being has sympathy for a particular political party. These INEC national commissioners or commissioners, they are human beings. They must have their preferences. But a situation where a card-carrying member is made a member of the election management body, which is not in line with our laws, shouldn't really happen. And if it happens, then it is the fault of governments at that level. Because today now, I have a brother who is a politician, but I'm not a politician. But it rubs on me. Because my brother belongs to a particular political party, people say I belong to that political. They have not even sat down to discuss with me to ask me what I think about political parties. But they have already branded me. So, but I'm not a politician. But that does not mean I don't have my sympathy for a particular political party. But I think the ideal thing is for people to have preference for good governance. If I have to go vote in an election, I may not vote for the party. I will vote for the candidate. And I think Nigeria is moving towards that level now. So for the commissioners being partisan, it is wrong if they are. And if there's any case in question, you can mention it. But again, they are human beings and they have a right to express sympathy for any group. So that's what I would tell you.
All right. Let's bring you into the conversation. Call now on 09073530044 and 09087668888. Let us know what you think about the conversation. We're talking the 2023 elections. And is Pastor Regina Omoagege, PhD. She's a retired director with INEC and executive director, Women Education, Advocacy and Development Initiatives, is joining us this morning and doing justice to the conversation, taking your thoughts. Hello, good morning. Okay, that one dropped again. Try to call me back. The numbers again, 09073530044 and 09087668888. SMS and WhatsApp messages are welcome on 09097054450. Now, you're a Nigerian, and in all the things that's happening in the country with the, with the tensions and the concerns around insecurity, many people are really hoping that the 2023 elections would balance things out for Nigeria, would, create a bit of stability in the country. As it is, there are conversations around zoning, where the next president would come from and all. What are your thoughts about zoning? Because some people say, oh, zoning is dead and buried. Just yesterday, the Middle Belt and South leaders are saying, well, if you bury zoning, you bury Nigeria. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, fine. I have always been an advocate of zoning, although it's not in our constitution, but it's a gentleman agreement between the political parties that if it goes here, if it goes to the north, then to return to the south. I'm an advocate of zoning. So for us to have a better feeling about our country and for us to be more united and stay united, I think zoning is okay and zoning is good. But then again, you cannot force it on the political parties because it is not written, unless and otherwise it is written in their various constitutions that after the north, it will go to the south. And I think they've done well so far by their arrangements. They zone offices to different zones in the country. And they have tried as much as possible to balance. But then we are human beings. And you asked me about insecurity. Naturally, as a Nigerian, I'm not happy with the security situation because there are places ordinarily I want to go that I'm not able to go. But I have perhaps because I'm a pastor, I believe strongly and I have the faith that Nigeria will be good. This is my country. I have no other prayer that it should be good and the best will happen to us in the very close future. And the 2023 election, you said people are hoping that it will balance. I don't know what you mean by that. How does an election balance something? Or do you mean that in the 2023 election, the president that will emerge should be the one that will be able to put many things in place?
Yeah, give the whole of Nigerians a sense of belonging and, unifying, or, who have indicated interest as saying, oh, I have what it takes to unify Nigerians.
Okay. It's okay. I'm a Nigerian too. I flow with them. May Nigeria be united. May we be unified. And may God give us the grace to elect a president that will do better.
All right, interesting. We're all looking forward to have a president that would, the next president of Nigeria being able to unify and cement the relationship that we all have. I'll bring